This is going to be terrible. Let p of x equals 3x to the 4k minus 111 all over e squared plus 3.3. K represents an integer. If p of 2 equals 61.465, find p of negative 1. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run to a calculator, come back here, and then run back to a calculator again. What I need to do first is it just told us that if I were to plug in 2 for x, because, p of x, p of 2 means x is 2. If I were to plug in 2 for x, I'm going to get 61.465. Okay, so let's actually do this. Let's see what I can do without the use of a calculator first. I might regret this, but in doing this, it might make my life a lot easier. Okay, maybe. I don't know. Again, if I plug in at 2 for x, I get that number. So I'm going to rewrite this equation and say instead of p of x, 61.465 equals 3, and I'm going to put parentheses here because why not, 2 to the 4k minus 111 all over e squared plus 3.33. Now, my job is to get k all by itself. I'm going to multiply both sides by whatever e squared plus 3.33 is. That allows that to go away. So e squared plus 3.3, just 3. I think I said 3 before, but it's just that. All right, so now what I have is e squared plus 3.3 times 61.465 equals 3 parentheses 2 4k to the 4k minus 111. Let's add 111 to both sides. Add 111 to both sides. So now I have e squared plus 3.3 parentheses 61.465 parentheses plus 111 equals 3 parentheses 2 to the 4k parentheses. All right. Divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. And just to make life easier, that makes u, and u go away. I think we're all good with that. This is going to be the nightmare. I'm going to have to log base 2 both of these. Log base 2, log base 2. Now, if I log base 2, 2 to the 4k, what happens is that goes away and 4k drops down. So that goes away and 4k drops down. So let's get rid of that and just put 4k here. And if you're like, oh boy, are we done yet? No. Now I take this whole thing and divide it by 4 because I have to divide this by 4 to get k all by itself. So after all of that, I'm going to pray to the God that I serve that I type this whole thing into my calculator correctly. That'll give me k. And if you're like, hooray, then we're going to be done, right? No. We are not going to be done because once I have k, then what I have to do is plug that k into this equation and then plug in -1. Oh, we're only halfway done, boys and girls. So wish me luck. Let's plug this into our calculator and see what god-awful number we're probably going to get. Buckle up, baby. You're in for a wild ride. So we have a huge fraction, and the fraction is that huge log thing, as you can see on the right. That's the numerator, and then the denominator is 4. So I'm going to wrap the entire numerator in parentheses. Okay, now there's a little secret for log that if you hit math and scroll up a few times, there's log base. Okay, what that does is it allows you to plug in log base 2. See, before you would have to do the change of base formula Not anymore. Now what I have is a really big fraction, and with really big fractions, I like parentheses. So I have another parentheses. I'm going to type in e squared, so I could use, I guess, where's my e to the whatever? So second e to the whatever squared. Let's move over, plus 3.3, close that parentheses, 61.465, close parentheses, plus 111. Ooh, that was a close one. And close that parentheses. So I have left 1, 2, 3 open. Now I'm back to 2 open. Now I'm at 3 open, 2 open, 1 open. So I need to put divided by 3 and close it. Now I take all of that and divide it by 4. And close that. And I get the number, you've got to be kidding me, 6. After all of that, I get 6? All right, I'll take it. Let's go back and use it. Now, remember, this gives us k. So k is 6. So let's go back and deal with that. Well, who'd have thunk it? After all of that, k is 6. So this is what I need to do. I need to do this again and replace k with 6, now that I know that k is 6, and then plug in -1 for x. So in my calculator, I'm going to plug in 3 times -1 to the 4 times 6, so to the 24, minus 111, all over e squared plus 3.3. So let's do that and see what happens. All right, so just like I said before, I'm paranoid about fractions, so let's put a parentheses there. 3 parentheses -1 to the 4 times 6, so I'm just going to put 24 because I don't want to risk screwing something up. Minus 111. Close that parentheses. Divided by, open parentheses, e squared, so let's do this again, second ln squared, plus 3.3, close it, and we get -10.1037, so -10.104. So let's go back and select that one. All right, well, that was awful. That was awful, but after all of that, we got it. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those problems where the kids who get the 5s might get this one correct. It's really difficult. I mean, look at it. It's not fun, and it's awful, and it's the 35th problem that you're doing on a 40 problem multiple choice exam. So if you get to this point and you're like, well, this stinks, yeah, I don't blame you. But, we did it here, and maybe you'll see one like it. So I hope this helps.